Good morning. My name is Grace Mandela. I am happily married to one Moses Mandela, one day shy of our 15th anniversary. Together we have two boys, a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old who's convinced he's 10. We encountered this study in the year 2020, smack in the middle of COVID. It was difficult to confront certain truths about ourselves, especially when we encountered the study and the focus on the windows that were closing, and they were fast closing for us. We had to take a step back and ask ourselves a lot of questions, very many hard, honest questions. By the time we were getting in, we had been in ministry for a couple of years. So it's not that we didn't already have clarity of what God wanted to do in our lives in ministry. It was more, how do we do life? How do we move from here? How do we make it? How do we go into the next phase better prepared? So when we had to look back at how did we get here, how has it impacted how we are doing life, and how do we prepare onwards? Those honest conversations were sobering enough to make us make very drastic changes in how we would go ahead. So looking back, one of my most difficult reflections was, how did my parents affect who I was, and how do I want that to carry on to my future? I had to look back at my teens. I had to look back at my young adulthood, where as much as everybody else was happy-go-lucky, I was taking myself more seriously than I was taking, or any average 25-year-old would take themselves. I then had to interrogate, how do I show up as a wife? How do I show up as a mother? Am I present in the moment? Am I trying to reach the future? As my husband was saying, you're chasing a future until you forget to live in the present. How is that affecting my now? And that's when I realized, for me, purpose, which was really a burdensome word, my purpose was to be who I need to be at any given moment, and to live my best at that given moment. Because the truth is, the thought of tomorrow was too burdensome for me. So as much as the study is about launching, and it gives you a moment to pause and reflect about how you got here and how you want to prepare for tomorrow, it's also a moment for you to have very intentional decisions about how you're going forward. Because I believe it's in looking back that we get clarity. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless you.